Now for some more insights, let's bring back Zhang Yimo, Yangtze Priority Project Coordinator with the WWF China, as well as Mr. Bruce McKinlay, who joins us. He's an ecologist working with the New Zealand government. Good to see you both. Mr. Zhang, so just to go back to you again, thanks for sticking around. I want to ask you about this Chongming Dongtan wetland and the role that it plays in the protection and research of migratory birds.
Well, I think that it's crucial. So I think I can value it in three ways. So Chongming Dongtan is quite open-minded. It has fully made use of the resources it can mobilize in Shanghai, working very closely with researchers in Shanghai and throughout the world. In fact, personally, I have also been working with them when I was a master's degree candidate. The second thing is, Chongming Dongtan they do make use of the advices from the researchers and take actions accordingly. We have already seen the successful story about Spartina control, which is its experience from their collaboration with the universities and their daily operation on technical issues is also similar. So that is second thing, how they are important. And the third thing is very crucial to us. WWF, as an international NGO, we have been working with this area and on a co-management project for almost 1 decade. In this area, we have explored many innovative ways, and some of them has already been scaled up to other places. So we have worked out a both legal and practical way for an international NGO work here in the Chinese nature reserve in China.
And Mr. McKinlay, so we've said that this Chongming Dongtan Reserve, it is a stopover on the East Asian Australasian migration route for birds. So just how important is it?
These birds are travelling very large distances and they need a network of wetlands throughout the flyway to be able to stop over and fuel up. And we now know that from radio tag studies that a lot of birds come from, or hundreds of thousands of birds come from New Zealand and Australia up into China. They restock in the Yellow Sea at Chongming Dongtan and other parts of the network, and then head up into the Arctic for the breeding season. So these birds need a network of wetlands up and down the coast. The Yellow Sea, China, from the Yangtze River mouth north is crucial to the ecological functioning of this flyway.
Mr. Zhang, back to you. Earlier you mentioned about public awareness in addressing certain challenges that we see in biodiversity protection. Now, birds may not be something that everyone's interested in. How do you raise people's awareness?
Well, I think sometimes it is hard simply because wetland is just too important for us, so that we have taken it for granted for all the services it provides. So I think using water birds as a flagship species for wetland might be a solution. So first, I would encourage tour operators to mark wetland and water birds in their destinations so that people might be aware of what they see. And actually, except for mountains, most of the natural destinations, the tourist attractions are wetlands. For example, lakes, rivers, coastal resorts, etc. The second, I would encourage schools and kindergarten teachers to learn some basic knowledge of wetlands. As we are aware that now students have more extracurricular time for activities. So I think they might go to nature, and birds, especially water birds, might be the most visible wild animal they might see. So teachers' guidance might be helpful. And also, I would also encourage the families go to the rural and suburb areas to hunt for the birds with their gadgets. I think once people start a journey of bird watching, they become addictive to it. So they would be very keen to expand the written list of the bird species they keep. In this way, the awareness can be raised. I believe the more people that are aware of the existence of wetlands and water birds, the more actions people might take eventually.
Mr. McKinlay, last question to you. When it comes to cooperating in protecting migratory birds, how do you think China and New Zealand can go about this?
New Zealand and China are already engaged at a government level to promote cooperation and to identify areas of future cooperation. We particularly want to work with the Chinese government on protection of bar-tailed godwit habitat and populations, also red knot, and we're also seeking the opportunity to support China in its ongoing control of Spartina along the coast of China. So these are opportunities that are already happening. It's difficult in a COVID environment, but we are linked inextricably because these birds travel between our countries and further afield, and we need to work together positively for their future.
All right, well, gentlemen, thank you both so much. Really appreciate your time and your insights. It's Zhang Yimo with the World Wildlife Fund China and Bruce McKinlay, ecologist with the New Zealand government. Thank you both.